Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Beard and Boarded. My name is Travis Tackett, and I'm here to talk to you about the books I read this week. The first book I have for you today is Paper Girls number 11 by Brian K. Vaughan, the writer of Saga, Why the Last Man, Ex Machina, and countless other books that you probably should go out there and read. But this book is based on these four teenage girls from the 80s, basically dealing with time travel, alternate dimensions, and giant water bears fighting in their city, as you can see behind me. This book is really fun. It's really exciting. It's really confusing, but confusing in a good way, kind of like the show Stranger Things that came out this past year. It's got similar themes. It's got young kids as the main characters. It's just really fun. The art is beautiful. The storytelling is really fun and exciting. You can't wait to see what the heck's going on. And I definitely recommend this. I'd probably give this book 5 out of 5 beards. Next, we have Green Lanterns number 16, featuring Batman because, DC can't have a week where Batman's not in 2 or 3 different books. And, that's basically it. Batman's their best character. They're going to put him in everything. And this book, especially for me, is awesome because some of my favorite characters are the Green Lanterns, and having Batman join them, no problem here. But this book basically starts off, Batman calls upon the Green Lanterns to come help solve a problem dealing with fear. Something's affecting the population of Gotham, and Batman's pretty sure it has something to do with the Yellow Lanterns, and Simon Baz is basically like, no man, I think you got somebody here that causes fear too. His name is the Scarecrow. So they have a little argument about that, and then Batman moves the argument to, hey, why are you carrying that gun? No guns in Gotham. Simon Baz is like, hey man, I got the right to carry this gun. What if my ring stops working? I got my gun. But by the end of it, the story's looking really fun. There's a cool twist that you probably see coming, but it's going to be exciting anyway. I'm really excited to see where the storyline goes. I'm definitely going to be following it. And I'm going to have to give this book 3 Jon Stewarts and 2 bearded Batmen. Next, I got Marvel's Monsters Unleashed number 2. Still not digging this book. The art and everything is great, as you can see behind me. All these monsters and the designs are really cool. But yeah, I just can't get behind the story. It's just basically something's going on with this kid who's drawing all these monsters, and this chick shows up and he's like, I know you. You're Elsa Bloodstone. You kill monsters. What are you doing here? And she's like, I'm here to do my job. Now, I don't know if that means he's the monster. Maybe he's creating these monsters. There's no rhyme or reason to why these monsters are showing up. Hopefully we'll get there in the next coming books. But, yeah, so far I don't care about the story. I'm probably going to pick it up one more time. If I don't like it after that, I'm just not going to keep reading it. I'd probably give this 2 beards out of 5. Next, we have Batman number 16, where Bruce Wayne is trying to meet up with the Robins to talk to him about, hey, y'all got to get out of Gotham because Bane's coming for me. And they decide to meet up at a restaurant called Batburger instead of the Batcave because basically the Robins are tired of meeting up at the Batcave. They wanted to get some food and be able to relax and talk to, Bruce Wayne. This book was really fun when they were at this Batburger place because, Bruce Wayne didn't exactly find it amusing, and all the Robins basically found it completely amusing. But yeah, that's basically it. The Bruce Wayne's like, hey, you guys need to stay out of harm's way and just, stay safe. And they're basically like, yeah, right. We never listened to him. Why would we listen to him now? At the same time, they're also talking about all the times that they have all died in the past continuity of the DC history. So maybe they do want to listen to Batman. By the end of the book, there's a twist ending that I'm not going to spoil, but it looks like this is going to be one of Tom King's better stories out of his run, and so far I haven't been super impressed with what he's been doing. But I'd probably give this book 4 out of 5 bearded Batmen. And again with this week, we have Star Wars number 28, with Yoda on this planet looking for the heart of a mountain, and basically this book is kind of crappy. Not one of my favorite books in the Star Wars line, but you want more Yoda stories, they try to give them to you, and this is what you get. he's being bullied around by a bunch of little kids, and then he finds all the adults on this planet, and they're like, we ain't leaving this mountain. Those little kids suck. That's basically it. They're like, yeah, keep looking. I think the heart of the mountain is this way. He finds some force-sensitive dude, and I don't know. We'll keep seeing where this is going. I'm going to keep buying them because, I'm following the Star Wars line, and this is kind of just a, middle of the road random story that I wish would just end. I'm probably going to give this one bearded Yoda. Next, we got Superman number 16, Multiplicity. This is the end of the storyline where all the Supermen from the multiverse are being captured by this character called Prophecy, who's trying to absorb all their energy so that he can save his world, basically. This is pretty cool. Superman goes and sacrifices himself to this guy as bait to be able to get the other Supermen in to this world that he's transported them all to. This basically, it's a prison for all the Supermen that he's stolen their power from. The plan works out. Superman and all the other Supermen take care of business as you'd expect, and the book gets tied up pretty neat. It has a little twist at the end that has to do with the whole rebirth stuff, I assume. But yeah, this book was pretty fun, and I'd probably have to give this 4 out of 5 bearded Supermen. Next, we have Darth Maul number 1. So far, I'm liking this book. It takes place right before the events in episode 1, and it's got Darth Sidious, the Emperor, before he becomes the Emperor, basically giving Darth Maul orders to basically lay low. Don't start killing all the Jedi yet. You don't want to be exposed, but it shows him basically going out and, killing all kinds of stuff, showing his skills with different weapons. They show this creature that you can see behind me. This is a creature they showed in the episode 7, the creature that was chasing Han and all those characters on the Millennium Falcon. It was a pretty good book. So far, the story didn't progress very far, but I'm definitely interested to see where it goes. Darth Maul's one of the coolest characters that came from the prequel trilogies, and he's been really cool in the current Star Wars Rebels cartoon too. And I definitely recommend you pick this up if you're a fan of Star Wars or a fan of Darth Maul. Definitely, I'd have to give this one 4 out of 5 Obi-Wan Kenobi beards. Next, we have The Walking Dead number 163, Conquered. This is the events after the Whisperer War that just took place, and basically the Whisperers had one last thing to do after they were defeated, and that was release a ridiculous amount of zombies directly at all the survivors' home areas where they're living. So Rick and all the other survivors are basically trying to fight off and figure out how to split up this giant herd of zombies. And Negan is there, and he's like, look, I'm still here to help. I know you don't trust me, but I'm going in here anyway, and I'm going to kill as many zombies as I can. This book, I can't tell you too much without spoiling it, but yeah, I definitely say you pick this up, especially if you're into the Walking Dead TV show. You're going to see some stuff that you really don't expect to happen between Rick and Negan, and it's a really fun read, and this was also a cool occasion where Image's 25-year anniversary took place, and they sold this comic for only 25 cents, and that's a pretty good value. This book was really fun, and I'd have to give this 5 out of 5 Rick Beards. Well, that's the end of this week's episode of Beard and Boarded. My name is Travis Tackett. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, LiveJournal, all the different social medias that you've ever heard of. I'm sure you can find me there, but the ones that I'm really on are down in the descriptions below. That's the end of our episode. Also, I'd like to wish a super special happy birthday to Amanda Mullins, my best bud, my sister-in-law, and I hope you have the best 2017 ever. That's the end of the show.